Hello and welcome everyone to an end of week remarks video. I hope all of you have been well this week. So I am down about 3k this week. I have pretty much lost out on every single trade that I took. So let's quickly go over those trades and see what went wrong. So we'll start with the indices section first because you can see we have three indices: German index, US 100 and US 500. So let's go over German index first. Because we were very confident about the German index long, ignore that. That was not a trade. So we were very confident about the German index long because again, I thought that this area would be a lower high, right? Sorry, it would be a higher low, and then if we would go for a higher low in context of a trend, okay, in context of the medium time frame trend or the H4 trend. So what I did was I went long, I think somewhere in there, okay, and this is somewhere where we had our stop, okay, and that was a target. Yes, pretty much that was the trade. So the idea was that the market has come into an area of support, and after the weekly open we have a higher high, higher low, higher high. So we would go up. After that didn't happen. Instead it went and made lower lows. So what went wrong there? I would say we counter traded the H4 trend and we paid the price for it. Pretty simple. Personally, what I should have done, right, instead of going with a biased perspective of market making a higher low and going for a higher high potentially, what I should have done is I should have gone for the long. Okay, so let's say you go long, you get stopped out there. Okay, and that's fine. So look what we have after that. After that, we have a clean break and hold below the last week's low. Okay. Once we get that, we have a confirmation that the market's probably going to go down. And you also have the trend reversal, midweek trend reversal. So you have that higher highs and higher lows. Then you have a lower low, lower high, lower low. So in that case, you can basically short any high above or the weekly open and target the 1.2x extension. So the updated trade, right, or rather the upgraded trade on DAX would have looked something like this. Okay, this. So that would have been the trade. I could have taken it, could have been more adaptable. I didn't. Was completely biased and hell bent on the fact that the market is probably going to go up from here. It didn't, and that cost me this trade. Now moving on to SPX. So on SPX, we had the strategy Tokyo low double sweep. So we had that Tokyo low. There it is. So there's a Tokyo low, right? Low sweep, high broken, higher low, higher high. Okay. Next day again, low sweep, high broken, higher low, higher high. So I said, you know what? Let's just go for a local low sweep. Have our stop right there in that region and go for a higher high. That didn't work out. Not sure why, but it didn't. Okay. Again, same thing which went for DAX could have gone for S&P as well. We are basically counter trading the H4 trend. So that's the high high, that's the lower low, that's the lower high, and that is the lower low. So a trend is now in motion. What I am doing is I am trying to anticipate the market making a sort of, daily higher low and going for a higher high. Anticipationary play in both cases. DAX and S&P both didn't work out for us. Well, does the 3000 loss bother me? 3000 USD loss bother me? Not so much. Do my quality of trades bother me? Yes, 100%. Because in most of my trades, what we did was we counter traded the H4 trend, which is not good. Okay. Maybe if I had a strong bias on one asset, right? Oh, sorry, strong bias on 3 or 4 different assets, I could have gone for a single asset play. Because in that case, yes, we are going counter trend on the H4 trend, but we are going with a strong bias, okay, against the trend. But instead, I decided to go long on multiple assets and pay the price. Okay, so now you'll see that the S&P 500, okay, there are two losses of S&P 500. The next one, or the next day, what we did was we entered there. Okay. And yeah, so our stops were there. Didn't quite trigger our stops because we ended up closing the trade beforehand. So we actually had hard stops for the day, and that hard stops got triggered on one, two, three different assets. No, not really. Let's okay, yeah. So those hard stops got triggered on one, two, three. Okay, USD CAD, OD USD, and US 500. Nasdaq, again same thing. So we stopped out Nasdaq the next day. So what we basically did was, that was again our entry, that was the stop, and that was the target. So you can see it took us out. Okay, it took us out quite nicely, and after that it has gone to target. Doesn't matter. What we actually ended up doing was we closed it there. So I closed S&P somewhere along the same lines. Yes. So the first S&P trade got stopped out there. The second one was closed about minus 0.4 hour, I would say. So that's it for S&P, NAS, and DAX. Okay. I am now going to go towards currencies. EG. We had a brilliant plan on EG. Again, ignore that. That is not a trade. So we had a brilliant plan on EG. Since the previous week, we had a clean break and hold above the range high. So I thought that let's buy into the range high sweep and go for a target of basically last month's high. So the trade looks something like this. The trade looked like this. Oh no, the stops were in there. Yes. It bled out completely into our stop. Then it gave a re-entry for a short order. Why was the re-entry valid? Firstly, let's look at how we got stopped out. So there's the range high, deviation, full reset, gets back above range high. We decide to buy into support. Okay. We decide to buy a resistance turn to support and target a high. Didn't happen, right? Took us out completely. In the process of taking us out, what it actually did was it made, that's a high, that's a low high, low high, low. So again, most ideal case, and probably the most ideal case, what I could have done is I could have basically gone short on any of the highs above. So any of the highs above could have gone short there. Have my stop at the breakdown candle high or there. Okay, doesn't matter. Go for the last week's low. Right? Since we know that EG is an inside week, could have gone for the inside week low target and be done with it. Again, just couldn't adapt to the market conditions, right? I got so biased in sort of going long this week that I completely forgot that, okay, the markets can go both ways. So yeah, that's on me. That's completely on me, my fault. And it is what it is. On to the next one. Let's go over USD CAD. So on USD CAD, we discussed a strategy which was triple swing, which failed. Okay. Now, whether I failed the strategy or the strategy failed me, I don't know. Right? I don't know. Basically the triple swing is this. So you have a high of the month, right? Second month, that high gets taken. Third month, when that high gets taken, you basically fade that high to the mid range of the previous high, previous monthly candle. Okay. So the mid range of the previous monthly candle was there. So from there to there was our target. Didn't happen. The market went towards some weekly mid range and then made a high. What actually worked out on CAD was the M30 trend. So if you have a look at the M30 trend on USD CAD, we have a high, low, high. Clean up trend established last week. That is the low that created that high. So as long as the market doesn't break back below this, it's actually quite fine. And it did that. So you can see as soon as it came into that low, right? As soon as it took out that low, it actually broke market structure. Then through, just prior to CPI, completely bled down. towards the low, and then during the CPI there was just no chance. We got completely obliterated during the CPI. Where's USD CAD? Let me show you USD CAD. So look at that. That's USD CAD. I don't think. Yeah, fuck it. So that is where we got our entry, and then that is where we got taken out swiftly in a blink of an eye. Yeah, so that's about it. M30 trend actually worked better on the USD CAD trade, and that's it. That's how we got stopped out on our triple swing idea. Funny enough, all the trades that I got stopped out on, most of the trades that I got stopped out on this week were idea based trades. So basically, in these kind of trades, you have a bias and you have a particular structure or you have a particular strategy in your mind. You look at the market and it gives you those triggers, and then when you take that strategy, you basically either get proven right or you get proven wrong thanks to all the intra-week triggers. In our case, the intra-week triggers were completely against our bias and strategy, which we came into this week. With this week. So yeah, just didn't work out for us. Odd USD was the final trade that now in this case this was a very legit trade. Okay, this was a long, obviously. And why did we take that long? Well, quite simple. The minute 30 trend is quite bullish. Open of the week, you have a local high low, and then you have a proper high low, high, clean break and hold above the last week's high. The target there is missing. So what you do is you go long, and where I did go long was near the weekly open, just below there, and I had my stop there, target there. Okay, you can see CPI fills us, and immediately the same candle pretty much takes us out. Again, we closed this trade early, so have a look at the minute 5. I don't think it's even displaying things over there. Oh, it's going down now. Yeah, so there it is. So as soon as we entered and we stopped ourselves out immediately, this is because the hard stops for the week were hit. Actually, my hard stops for the week are around 2.2 to 2.5 USD. That's it. That's all I intend to lose throughout the week. In this case, I went to minus 3000 USD. That's okay. I mean, well, could have been better, could have been way better, could have actually ended up positive this week. It's just the adaptability factor this week for me was completely out of the window, completely thrown out of the window. Trying to execute, Tokyo double sweep and monthly triple swing, completely forgot that a weekly structure or an intra-week structure exists, and I am primarily a intra-week trader. So yeah, that's about it. Does it bother me? Does the loss bother me? Actually not. I have seen worse days. But the quality of trades lately do bother me, especially in the currency market. Okay, so that's it for the weekly review. Could I have done anything better? Yes. Do I want to talk about it? No, not really. That is for me to, go over and come back stronger next week, because this is basically my trading journal, not an place where I actually post my analysis or do post trade analysis. This is just a trade review, which all of these setups were discussed at the start of the week, and since I've discussed these setups and posted videos about it, it is my duty to basically complete or basically see them through, and I've done that. So that's it. I think I've discussed pretty much every single loss, and yeah, that's about it. Minus 3000 USD this week. Lovely week, and see you guys next week. Bye bye.